What would they pick?
They do have ultimate last pick as well, so maybe there's some carries, but... What did we also mention? They banned the Visage, sure.
It's like Centaur, Visage.
Centaur. Oh, and then Darkseer,
yeah. Darkseer.
So if it really depends on how Entity want to play this game out. If they want to play more for the big team fights, and TB will be the win factor, they could maybe go for the Darkseer. If they want to have early pressure to open up the map to ensure TB can farm, they'll go for Beastmaster. If they want auras, again, they'll lean more Darkseer.
I just really like the secondary engage against this draft. That's why I would prefer the Centaur, but I don't know how much that is within Tobi's comfort. Because I think he does play a lot of heroes, but I do think he prefers some of these other heroes a bit more.
Yeah, he's not played it in the DPC so far, at least in this tour. Probably in prior tours.
What's it gonna be, brother?
They got time, alright?
There is potential you put the Pango off lane, but I don't really like that too much. We saw that swap up yesterday.
Don't do Stormstromer like that. Let him just have his fun. Yeah,
I agree. Just giving them another option to make a mistake.
Ooh, I mean, it's not gonna be a Razor, right? Oh, whatever. It's fine. So yeah, like again,
Tobi, this one's very stock standard. We've seen him play it.
We're talking about like heroes that mess up the fight.
Yep.
The middle ground isn't the objective pressure, but will just annoy you so much. How can Zeus or SD enter this fight with confidence when there's some Storm Panda running and lifting them up and forcing them to be in a bad position? Overall, like the pick. Now Tundra need to pick up a carry that can pressure a Brew and a Tree in lane, whilst providing some aggressive front line.
Whilst being in Skitter's hero pool.
True.
Nothing coming to mind?
It doesn't seem to. So the thing is, at least, I think you don't need to overly deal with the TB too much. I think something that Tundra want here is a hero that deals well with the lane. Because as we said, your post 5 is not going to be very strong. And I think Tundra are going to want to actually play a pretty slow game. Not very surprising. You have like Doom, who just wants to farm.
So shocked.
Yeah, Zeus, who wants to play on high range. But I am currently struggling to find the best pick.
Go 1-for-1 on the carry. Just pick up the Deucer. Just AFK the entire game, Tundra. Let's take it to like 90 minutes. No.
You just love
pain. Kinda. But like, I don't really know what happens with, like, you don't really want to pick CK into this. You don't want to pick these semi-cores. Okay, they just go for Bloodseeker. Of course, Bloodseeker into Pango, sure.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Entity's draft is better on paper. I think they scale a bit nicer. The thing for Tundra, at least, is they will hit some way down the line timing, like half an hour into the game, where if they poke and prod the fights correctly, meta gets wasted. That's when they can capitalize and really punish Entity.
Is that what the script says?
Kinda, yeah. So I think, so script-wise, Entity's like leading early. Tundra has a moment of comeback. Everyone thinks the ties will get broken, and then Entity will just come sweeping back in, taking us to the OG Entity
Just a
series.
massive team wipe, no buybacks, and they just run it straight down.
We'll actually have 10 buybacks, so take another fight after, and then they'll win that one. But
of course, my bad. Because how did you read the script?
How am I reading the script? I think it's being broken. I think that Tundra has this one. I think that their idea is fairly simple in a way where, okay, Doom goes on Brew, Rupture goes on Pango, Zeus deals with TB. Sure, you have some Lincoln Spheres, you can deal with that, but there's the aggressive Purge. At least to dumb it down, I think that's what Tundra want to do in this game.
Okay.
And I think they'll execute it.
Well, this is the 4th time we are seeing Tundra and Entity play up against each other, including the whole DPC. Are Tundra able to finally overcome whatever this blockade is for their games against Entity? We'll have to find out as we jump on over to Lyrical and Fogged.
Thank you so much, Nat. Fogged, we have been here before. We may be here again, depending upon what happens. Trying to just breathe it all in.
Deep breaths, everybody.
It's going to make it happen.
The night could be a long one.
How are you thinking? Do you think it's going to be?
I feel like I'm going to curse people, though. I don't want to even say anything. Both drafts look fun. We're going to have a great time. Okay. So everybody, you know, tune in, enjoy yourselves. I mean, I'll say it. I do like the... God, I don't... Okay, I'm doing it. I like the Tundra one. I like Hezu. Exactly what he was saying. That's exactly what I was kind of thinking. They've kind of covered it with these type of picks to do everything. I think the Brew might have some trouble in the game, but... who knows? I mean, these games have been absolutely crazy, and Entity, they've made some beautiful things happen at times, and they have broken Tundra before, as we've seen literally yesterday.
I mean, so I'm going to be real with y'all. We were sitting in front of his computer looking, and he's just screaming, yeah, take that one, take that one. He's losing his mind over here, loving the draft that they got on Tundra. We'll see if it actually works out or not. Obviously, Entity, they've been able to pull things together before. The question I'm really curious about is at 50 minutes, what's going to happen?
Oh,
that's
God,
the
don't
average,
ask it, don't ask
That
it.
is the average game time that we have in these qualifiers. 7 games so far played in these tiebreakers, and the average game time 50 minutes. And well, you can see right there the name given over, Tiebreaker.
My man Stormstromer, he's gonna break it somehow, some way.
The one downside is that the easiest way to break the tiebreaker is for them to lose.
Yes, it's true. Oh man, yeah. I mean, let's see if this brew can do it. Let's see if Entity's gonna be able to do it with Katomi. Of course, that's the other thing too. Will we doubt this man's tree? He's a beast on it. Who knows? This is going to be quite the match.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I think it's kind of interesting, too, because I remember you talking a few different times that Tundra, not a type of team that tends to go for counter picks, but this time around, they've really invested in it, it feels like.
It's counter picks, but it's also fits their style, and it fits the game for it, right? Like, they love 9 on the Zeus, even in some games where it's like, why'd they pick the Zeus? But this time you clearly see, to counter the TB, to get the vision for the initiations, and it's Zeus Bloodseeker. So it is a duo in its own where it's incredibly potent. You throw this Blood Rage on the Zeus in these mid-team fights. If they don't get on top of him, he's going to kill everybody. So, whew, all right, let's see. See how it all goes.
Of course, they watching, a panel and everybody else was thinking they need somebody to carry all these auras rather. It's going to be the Brewmaster. We saw a Brewmaster about 5 hours ago in the China DPC that did not look so great on the side of LGD. But they did end up winning that game. Do you think that this hero has kind of what it takes?
He definitely can have some struggles, of course, versus the silence that's coming out from the Bloodseeker. And if he gets doomed, of course, he's not going to be able to have much of a game. But he is going to be that hero to just pierce to the backlines to get on the Zeus. So if Tobi ends up having a decent game, maybe he's going to be that answer to allow Watson to have a better game. Because, if Zeus is alive, that's where Watson's going to struggle in most fights.
Watson definitely going to be able to do a freaking ton on this Terrorblade. And I'm kind of interested, too, because, we were looking at the entire way that this is built up, the Doom pick coming out, and then having that TB there, too. I want to see if they want to try and play sort of fast tempo with this Terrorblade, or if they're more comfortable kind of sitting back and waiting for the later stages, because Late Game Tundra looks scary as hell.
Yeah, they have so many counters for the TB. Even the SD at some points in the game. You could just see an SD disrupt the TB. They initiate on him, and those illusions will rip him to shreds. So, I mean, who knows, right? Like, these games, very hard to determine based off of any type of early game or anything like that, as we've seen. It's all going to just be up to all these plays and everything.
Well, Fishman, nice little ward there up on the high ground.
Yep.
Not sure if he's going to draw aggro, maybe? Okay, tried to go for a deny.
Nice attempt. Well, Saksa, he's actually messing with Watson, who's going to end up missing a range creep. I think he actually missed the XP. No, he actually got the XP. Looked like he almost missed XP for that range creep. And we'll have to pull it under tower. So he's going to have 2 creep waves, 3 creep waves even coming in.
Man, Stormstromer getting very low mid against 9.
Yeah, doesn't have the stick at the start. We'll be able to bring it out soon. Room control, both of them will be able to get it. No one checking those sides. Bottom, bit of a battle coming out.
They connect the creep waves together. Watson taking some damage. Saksa right on top of him. Only has that level 1 in the Tiny, but might be something that they could try and go for when he gets that level 2 of just an avalanche and trying to harass back.
Depending if they find any creep, I think, in particular. We're seeing the wards coming out. They're blocking their own camp, of course. Fishman does not want to allow 33 to get any of these creeps that he just ends up like dominating lanes with, especially that lightning creep, that harpy we've seen him do. So 33 just eats a regular creep.
And we've mentioned it a billion times, but I figure I'll just, put it out there one last time for anybody that's just tuning in. For these tiebreakers to end, Tundra need to get a victory here, or Entity need to win 2 times in a row, one against Tundra and then later on against OG. Otherwise, we're just going for another round. It's Fishman trying to battle her back against Saksa. Still only level 1 for both of them.
He's given a bunch of XP to 33. Level 3 on the Doom, level 3 on the Terrorblade. Both of these supports just not trying to take XP.
Rotations mid, is that something that we might end up seeing? Well, wait a minute now. Going for the all-in. Stormstromer pops the Fairy Fire. Bottle trying to get away. He's
got him.
That's going to be it. First Blood 9 solo kill.
That's a big deal. Having Zeus get this type of start, especially versus that counter matchup versus the TB, could be quite huge for 9. And yeah, just looking at bottom, we did see those double wards, of course, as I was mentioning. You know, actually even 3 wards to block all 3 camps, even the one on the medium camp to make sure that the Doom doesn't get that creep there.
Oh, nice attempt trying to block in Katomi with the illusions, but couldn't quite get it.
All 3 lanes. Been pretty good for the side of Tundra, but Watson is getting the farm. That's the important one to look at.
Fishman gonna get hit there with the mana burn.
Yep, he's found a creep. Where the hell did he? I found that at the hard camp, I guess, on his own side. So we'll at least have something for 33.
Yeah, and redraws back over to this creep wave again, so they will be able to keep the farm going. This creep wave going to push out pretty heavily into Doom as Skiter making some good damage here, actually. With Sneyking nearby, they're going to try and go for the banishment. Skiter dropping lower and lower. Katomi looks like he's going to be able to walk that one off.
Yeah, for one of the few first times, I feel like it's not these lanes that actually constantly put pressure onto giving Skiter these thirst stacks. Besides, of course, 9 getting that kill into mid. Sneyking now, perhaps in trouble.
It's gone in far. 2 points in that Cinder Brew, and Sneyking in trouble. Katomi on his tree. We have seen him be so successful with these early punches.
Fine.
Stormstromer.
He's dropping low.
He doesn't have anything.
He got him again.
Oh,
God.
Man.
9 is level 6 at the 4-minute 45-second mark. Holy. I mean, getting the vision, right? Getting that vision from the thirst allows him to get that kill into the tree line. And Sneyking's death now feels less bad because he goes toward the mid lane, fills up the bottle. 9 swaps his arcane or his energy boots into the backpack, so he's going to have mana efficiency. Big plays.
At the very least, it was long enough ago that he's going to have a TP to come back out to lane.
Yeah.
And that is very, very important for Stormstromer here.
He's going to be really underfarmed, though. 900 behind the Zeus. Skiter
in trouble. They're thinking about it, chasing underneath the tower and forced to pop that stick. Not having a good time right now up on the top side for the Bloodseeker.
We've been seeing Sneyking, though, stacking. So they have 2 triple stacks, if I'm not mistaken, in the jungle. To either give it to the Zeus or give it to Skiter to get him back in the game.
Well, Watson getting some extra harassment on there. Tried to go for the kill onto him, but not quite going to be enough.
Didn't see the stick, I guess, get popped. It came out at the same time almost. But now everybody kind of low, so Skiter, 500 movement speed up top.
Yeah, that part is pretty nice for him, at least.
Yeah, Zeus Bloodseeker is always going to be this really powerful duo.
Trying to put some counter pressure on now. Stormstromer shoving the wave underneath into him. Fishman Saksa battling it out for the rune. And Tiny able to make a little bit better play for it.
The battle of under-leveled supports. Both still just level 2. They're just making sure they give all that XP to their cores right now.
Just give some punches on the way out. Obviously, very annoying to play against that one on the Tiny with that limited armor. But you can see Tundra across all their lanes looking pretty solid. It's mainly just the Brew that's a little bit behind. Does have a creep wave coming into him, though.
It's the Brew and, I mean, the Pango. It's pretty significant. 9 level 7, having this type of start is gonna reflect into that mid game for him to be able to chase down, either going for the TB or just killing these side lanes.
Working back, Fishman. Oh, in some trouble. Watson pops the Metamorphosis, though. Starts to turn, wants to get a kill. Saksa gonna go down. Now we'll pressure back 33 a bit, but instead just takes it.
They're also trying to steal stacks. They're attempting to, but not able to. Stormstromer walked into enemy jungle to try to take some of these away from Sneyking. So Sneyking says, fine, I'll take them myself.
That's a nice little injection of gold for him, too.
Yep. After having a bit of a slow start. Finds himself a shovel, too. Immediately at 7-minute mark, they get a neutral item. It's kind of the dream.
Feels the bottle in the mid lane.
And he finds the ward also right away. And yeah, they're filling the bottle in mid lane for 9 to go farm these stacks. Because Stormstromer is taking quite a bit of them.
Katomi moving in too. This is huge.
Fishman.
9. They get a toss. Goes down to the low ground. Fishman has to run away, but with Saksa in the area, 3 heroes rotate in. They find Fishman. And he doesn't really have that much to go, but
Stormstromer
trying to go for that roll. Goes for it now. A couple more hits, but they will take down Sneyking.
Nice play. Great invasion. They leave Watson alone bottom. Fishman comes up here to help out his buddies, try to contest these stacks.
Has to be careful. That Thunder God's Wrath 9 was moving in to try and catch him there, but can't quite. Does he go for this? Yeah, they have a ward.
They have a ward, yeah. They see him. Still an explosive start, really, for the side of Tundra.
2k gold.
Doom, I believe. Midas is coming out on the Courier. Level 6 already attained. 3 points in Devour, and they secure an Arcane Rune. 9 continue to get enabled. Now Katomi in trouble.
Rupture out. Nature's Grasp tries to keep him alive. Trying to back out of there. Still some good damage with that Cinder Brew, but Katomi is going to fall, so they bring 4. Tundra find a kill, and now going to TP bottom.
With an arcane rune, too.
Ooh, how much can they do? Watson, he's still relatively tanky with those raindrops, but you can see the burst of magical damage.
He's holding a skill point for Sunder.
Waiting for it, trying to bait it out. Has stick charges too. Needs to be careful. Looking into position. Fishman needs that lift. Won't quite find it.
9, no mana for the ult. Too much spam out, so Watson will be okay. Now stormstromer looking to connect over. Rolling Thunder on cooldown 5 seconds. Can't get the catch.
Doesn't want to give up that ward either. So they couldn't get the turnaround. Likewise, though, the rotation down bottom for 9, not bearing any fruit and using up a lot of his mana pool.
Absolutely. 33 had gone for full greed. He actually puts even the 4th point in the Devour, not getting the Doom to be able to dive under there.
Now, panel talked about it. We've heard it multiple times. This Doom has kind of been underwhelming time after time, getting farm, not being able to close out games. But this time it's against a Terrorblade. Does that change things for you?
I mean, people like to counterpick the Doom with TV, just because you have that high physical damage. Doom now has tons of armor, though, but yeah, 33 is going to go down. His job, I think, it's either Doom the TV or Doom. All 3 cores are pretty good Doom targets, to be honest with you, this game. So well, it depends on if the Pango gets ruptured, if he needs to Doom the Brew before a split or something like that. So it does feel like a pretty good game for the Doom after he dies.
Right. I'm glad that I was able to cast her curse to That's good.
Just a little bit.
10-minute mark. They will have tomes coming out soon. Katomi, as we have seen many times, already level 5. And likely going to try and be one of the people really scaling in this one.
Yeah, they're going to send him down bottom. This is usually how they like to play with it. Give him tons of farm. Send the whatever carry they have, doesn't matter what it is, send it to the jungle. And Katomi takes lane and farms for usually his arcane boots into shard, and then he plays really disruptive around map with rotations and deep wards.
Even farming up these small camps potentially there. But stormstromer holding on to mid, and they smoke up with 2. As the Pango and Rubik going to head off together. Now, Rubik does have level 5, not quite level 6, after taking the tome for himself.
Okay. Perhaps they can set up here for Skiter, especially if Tobi just pops the split and runs him down. Skiter might be in trouble.
Do they realize it, though? Looking for it. Chase in. Got him caught. Sneyking is there for the save, but it's going to come out a little bit late, and I'm not sure if it's going to make enough of a difference. So Skiter being chased. Tobi's still going in on him there. Has the punch. One more round of the hurl boulder. They get the lift, the pullback. Skitter's still living through this somehow. They need to take him down, finally get him, but comes at the cost of Fishman, and now Tobi in pretty freaking deep. They already went away on Stormstormer. Tobi has stick charges, tries to back away. 9 is taking a ton of damage with that Urn and Cinder Brew.
They've got another Avalanche.
He buys a little bit more time now. We'll have another clap off of this, but the Ava, the toss, won't be able to connect with it.
They get the kill, but it takes him some time. He actually gets the last hit on the Storm Panda, so he gets heal from it, from his thirst, ends up forcing him to commit deep under tower, and he gets the Rupture off, too, on the Pango. So Stormstormer has to bail instantly, so a decent kill to at least get Skiter, but Tundra able to counteract it nicely.
The sort of setup for this game, you know, you're thinking about who you want to have a lot of farm on. Skiter being hampered a little bit isn't great. He's definitely been somewhat shut down. Looking for a toss back, but he misses. Oh, Saksa not quite on point there, catching Stormstormer.
They're continuing to secure these runes. This time, though, Stormstormer is going to be able to finally get a power rune. And his Diffusal Blade about to be finished up, too. So, all things considered, after that mid lane dying twice, has recovered very nicely, but we're seeing tremendous stacks coming out. Tundra, another triple stack. I believe they had a triple stack hard camp for 33 as well that they cleared out before, and now looking to make their own move top. No split, but Watson's here.
Sneyking, he's going to be the first point of contact. Will go for the imprisonment for a moment, but is definitely going to drop. So that should be some good pressure onto the tier 1 tower, if not taking the whole thing.
I like that. That was a cool move there from Watson. Very unexpected. Yeah, should be able to get a tower out of it. Don't know if Tundra's going to look to even contest it.
2K gold lead at 12 minutes. It's remained somewhat consistent, but this type of move, opening up the map, is what Entity want to do.
Yeah, Tundra doesn't really hit buildings too well at all this game is. 33.
Rolling, back and forth. There's going to be a lot of gold. He's in the death zone. Has the overgrowth, trying to turn this. Watson TP's bottom after taking the tower, and now finds the kill on the top net worth hero.
Watson, his rotations are so good this game. Top getting the tower, yeah, of course, and then coming down bottom. It's level 11 on this TB.
This is a problem for Tundra.
Yep. He is, 2,000 gold ahead of his counterpart, that Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker, not really the hero I think of as like the big TB counter. It's going to have to be the Zeus making those moves in the late game.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they went for it, of course. But yeah, this is pretty big there for Watson. Can maybe itemize and protect himself.
Dude, is it going to happen again?
It could definitely happen.
Is it going to happen again?
It could. I'm still have faith because of how good the Zeus game was at the start, and they have this Doom to counteract. Still some faith, but Watson being that big is definitely an issue. And the fact that Tundra doesn't have great ways to hit buildings, take objectives, close the map off, that's where Katomi thrives, right? Arcane boots are done. He almost has Shard. He's just been parked bottom now for 5 minutes.
Katomi has had so many stellar games in this entire DPC, but specifically these tiebreakers. I feel like he's really stepped up his gameplay a lot.
Yeah.
We do see kind of an interesting build out of Zeus. He's going straight in for the E-Blade.
Yeah, this is the old build that we used to see, at least from 9 for a while. Sometimes the Kaya Sanj if he feels like he's actually pressured a bit more, but this is the delete Terrorblade build.
Will do so much damage. And Saksa, Skiter gonna smoke together, head up top. 5 heroes from Tundra all on that top side of the map. Well, Entity, they're just farming. Can they connect onto anybody here, though?
Tundra wants to play a bit faster because of this kind of start, the slowdown of the Bloodseeker. And playing versus TB, you definitely want to play a little bit faster. Don't want to go too far into late game, even if you have, those counters we mentioned and Panel was talking about.
But nothing gained. They can't connect with that smoke ink.
They're using illusions to scout a lot, too. I've been seeing Watson. He's been sending an illusion to help secure runes. And now we're seeing the Pango illusions there block both camps. So stormstromer able to block the hard camp and the Ancients to at least prevent some type of money going the way of Tundra.
Whenever they can. I mean, that feels like a Tundra play,
Yeah.
The Entity, they're playing the map really well.
Economical damage.
Brew
Both sides.
going right into that pipe next.
Cool. That's a way, itemizing to protect their TB. Ensure that he can get the split off, too. And there's the shard. So Katomi, already been able to just chill, linger bottom, keep the tower full HP. Now he has easier time to do it. Sure, if Zeus is there, they have the detection, but we've seen him do this so many times. And how deep vision that he's able to get when he has this shard as well, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have been seeing Tundra, play around their item timings quite well, and they're going to have a strong set of them here. So it's going to be the Doom BKB completed along with the tiny Blink Dagger. Although Saksa now, they find him. Yeah, there's the Invis. Sentry down, and a roll to try and turn it. Tobi shows up. Sneyking here too. There's a lot of heroes. Drops him down before Sneyking can go in for the save. And
Rupture,
now
Stormstromer
up onto Doom. Stormstormer's in trouble. No way to get out of that one. And 9 shows up, finds Fishman. This is not the fight that Entity were looking for, but everything that Tundra wanted. So they bring numbers. We'll find Tobi too, and he is in a world of hurt. Doesn't have any way to get out of here, and TP in 1. Wait, that is Watson coming down here. Are they going to try and fight this? Tobi still survivable. He pops the meta, going to run in like a psycho.
What the?
He has Doom still.
Oh, Watson made a big mistake.
Katomi's nearby him. They get the overgrowth, try to turn, but Saksa with the Avatars. They're going to find that kill. They thought they had used the Doom, I guess. But a tragic mistake for Entity and Tundra, like we said, everything they wanted.
Perfect timing, really, for men to make the rotations. And Watson, we're praising him, we cursed him. Making great moves. This time, just like you said, TP's in kind of by himself. And 9, he switched the build. So he bought Shard, actually, instead. And now he's almost got a full Aghanims. 8-0 on this Zeus. And he is that counter for the TB. Tundra kicking up the pace quickly, and there's now the Blink Dagger also from Saksa in that same rotation that they were making down bottom. Has more fights kicking off.
Oh yeah, I might need to get back into the real game here because they're not going anywhere. They're ready for another round.
Saksa.
He's going to be the one that's left behind. So they will use Pango ulti for this. Tobi moves on in, and we'll take that kill. But still, the bigger kill was on that Terrorblade.
And the thing is, too, he TP'd, popped meta,
yeah,
and then died. So 80 seconds without a meta as well, also to Leo to look to join into any fights, too. That's pretty huge. And yeah, 3 components now for that Zeus Aghanims. Tundra, 4K lead.
Wow, he has really stepped up the farm there on 9.
He is, 8-0. 2 solo kills in the mid lane. He wants these tiebreakers to end.
That's right. 18 minutes. I think Entity want him to end too, but not in this way.
He got another shawl now too, so big increased damage coming out from 9 on top of everything he already has.
I mean, for Entity, do you just have to dodge at this point? Like, is there a capacity to still fight around your ultis, maybe?
Oh, it's not easy. Stormstromer, he has a lot of gold saved up. He has to get a blink to get initiation, because if they don't initiate perfectly, every single one of these fights, it's going to be a Rupture thrown onto the Pango, and probably a Doom either onto TB or Brewmaster. So it does feel like for Entity, they're probably going to have to kite for quite some time versus these fights.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like he's wanting that Lincoln Sphere on Stormstormer. He's well above the Blink Dagger gold.
Yeah, he's thinking. Stormstormer.
Yeah, now the catch, it's there, and he's just going to die with a whole mess of gold in his inventory.
He swashbuckled aggressively into high ground to clear the creeps, and Tundra just super ready for him.
Tundra pulling it together here.
6K lead. Now they're applying so much pressure on the map. It's giving Skiter all the space to catch up. His BKB is nearly done.
This is what they needed for him, too.
Yeah.
So, Brew, very poor, has that first item.
Aghanim's finished on 9. That has to be one of the faster ones we've seen, with a shard and arcane boots and everything. I mean, he's 9-0-2.
Saksa just kills off Fishman. They will find him here, though, with the Tobi ulti. Watson moving in, too, but I don't know if they can really run him down here at all. They're going to try to. 9 is nearby. If they full commit onto this, he is ready for the turnaround. And in fact, yeah, they're just going to lift. And that's a Brew ulti down, nothing gained.
Yeah, Sneyking actually bought Shard on the Shadow Demon this game, so just pops that Demonic Cleanse onto his Tiny, he can just waltz right out. Really cool itemization. So you see that Tundra, Skiter, he has BKB, but always is going to have to watch out, of course, versus the tree ult. Now you just throw Demonic Cleanse on him in fights too, and you just walk right through. It's going to constantly do that dispel onto you to be able to protect you, and another pickoff.
Saksa getting the last hit on these kills, pairing together with 9. This is what they need to do.
Yeah, Tundra starting to pull pretty far ahead in this game. And constantly getting rune control. There was a moment there where I believe Entity got like 2 or 3 of these runes for Stormstormer with the illusion protection of Watson. But now 9. Bottom, he had a regen rune. Now he gets another full regen. His presence on the map is so threatening.
11-15, but the gold very much into the favor of Tundra. It is with the Doom with Midas, so you're sort of inflated naturally, but very much it feels like Entity are on the back foot and just having to respond to what Tundra are doing. They're not able to make moves on their own.
Yeah, it feels like a couple more of these, like a Brew split wasted or a rotation wasted by Watson, that things could just quickly collapse onto them.
Drops down that Nature's Grasp. We'll try and slow down this push, and we'll be able to do a decent job of it. So you can see Tundra. I mean, this is the thing, right? With the better scaling lineup, would you say it's somewhat comfortable for them to just try and play defensively? Or do you think that they need to play aggro on Tundra?
I think they still probably want to look to play aggressive here, but they also can just play the map as they do, right? Everybody farm. That's kind of just a Tundra special. As Stormstormer does commit for Lincoln, so...
Okay.
Did they scout it? Didn't get to see if Tundra was able to see that one. So this could catch Tundra off guard here in the next fight. If he does get, the Lincoln's caught with the Rupture, then he can actually fight. Otherwise, he just can't fight.
Walking in division. Again, don't know if they clicked on it there or not. But regardless, he will be in a creep wave now, and they should have scouted it on Tundra.
Yeah. They've definitely been talking to each other, right? Communicating, being like, hey, there's no way this Pango is this poor that he just has no items, right?
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't shown a Blink Dagger, hasn't shown a Shard, so clearly he was saving for something.
So that full Lincoln's completed. We might see more of them eventually come out, too. Tree is gone all in for the Blink Dagger now. Katomi consistently having good games. But Tundra grouped together, ready for a smoke.
I'm surprised if Entity actually looks to go for a smoke play here. Watson is very close to BKB. I think he needs to finish BKB before he looks to join, or he just dies to the Zeus in particular.
Heading
Tundra's
on over.
hunting.
Are they thinking about Roche? I'm not sure. I guess that they just want to play on this side, but they're going to go in with 4.
Okay. Watson is finishing the BKB. He definitely told his team, guys, just please, give me a moment. It's going to be coming out on the courier in a second.
Seeing if they can find anybody here. Saksa gets the whip and the walk away. Sneyking. Smoke breaks there on Tobi.
Okay.
And it looks like it's again going to be just a chill out moment. But the gold lead continuing to grow for Tundra.
Yeah, this Midas Doom with the boots of travel, just playing all that efficiency game. They're just farming and farming and farming.
I love how afterwards, also, Katomi, after the blink, just goes for the Midas.
He had it queued up as well at the same time, so I think he's just debating how they want to go for this type of itemization soon.
Just trying to farm. We said average game length has been 50 minutes throughout these.
Oh my, they're actually the ones walking in the pit with the BKB reveal.
I mean, they'll kill the tree, but this is
sneaky.
Unexpected. Entity make the move into the Roche pit, and I think they just get it. Oh, Saksa, does he have an inkling? Does he know that this is going on? It doesn't look like it. Watson, oh man.
They get away with it, okay.
That is crazy. What a bold call.
Yep. Move that they feel like they probably need to make as well, too, with the way that the game state's going. You know, they're getting out-farmed super hard on the map, so just trying to find some type of objective they can get.
Jeez.
Still at a pretty massive deficit, and the thing about their draft, too, is it is kind of this, I mean, it's a 4 protect 1, right? And they're playing versus Doom, so definitely still some high concerns for them. They're going to have to make something happen big with this Aegis and next meta form, it feels like.
Yeah, it really feels like they're going to need one of these other heroes to scale to have any type of way to fight in the late game, and the late game is the only place that they're going to be able to play, it feels like, because right now it's not working. But on to 33, get him with the root, trying to chase down. They pop that BKB, Overgrowth used immediately. He was able to dodge away from the split too. Tries TP out, and does look like he's going to be able to do it.
Oh, that's 2 ults.
No chance for a kill, but did at least get that long BKB charge out of the Doom.
Yep.
Did Tundra want to try and punish this?
That's the question. I don't know if they have any smokes remaining. I'm actually checking if they do. I don't think... Okay, they do have 1 left on Saksa, but he's got to go back and heal. Good look to take advantage of this. They probably also are aware that Watson used meta to take that Roche at that time, so...
Yeah. Not
100% sure, though. They didn't get, I don't think they got to see him in meta form at all. So maybe just sitting back and playing the farm game still, because they are just pulling further and further ahead, and like we were saying, it does feel like they're going to be able to outscale quite effectively.
Mm-hmm.
But looks like we do have a little bit of a DC there. So I saw the Bloodseeker kind of just standing still for a second. So
okay, surely he'll be back soon. But yeah. So here's the thing, right?
Oh God, don't say it. In 25 minutes from now.
We've seen so many of these games where it feels like the team that's supposed to win to end the tiebreakers pulls out ahead, and then there's some like crazy play, there's some fight around a Roche pit, there's some weird thing that happens, and it all falls apart. And I kind of feel like that could happen here as well, because, well, yeah, you've got the counters of the Zeus, you've got a Doom there, you've got, Bloodseeker for the Rupture onto Pango. Some of these heroes are a little bit on the squishier side from Tundra. If they get caught, if they get found, if they get controlled.
If they get caught, I think that's the big thing, right? Is if they can get to the back line, kill the Zeus up before these fights off, then the TB is probably just going to run rampant.
Yeah.
But it's not an easy ask for Tobi in this game. He has no blink. He's very underfarmed. This game has just the pipe, so his form of being able to just jump into the fight's not easy. No blink either on Stormstromer because he had to, go for Lincolns to protect himself. Now he'll have it, so maybe that'll open up opportunity. But yeah, the key is have to find the Zeus. Otherwise, fights are probably just going to go totally Tundra's favor. And for now, that Aegis, 2 minutes and a half. Not able to make anything of it.
No real plays around the map yet. They will find right here the Rubik. So Fishman has consistently gotten blown up 1-6-3 for him. It's been a bit of a rough one with Saksa getting online that quick.
10-0, 4-on-9 also. Level 18 on the Zeus, continuing just having a flawless game after a flawless laning phase too. So yeah, still feels like all the pressure is somehow for them to get to the Zeus and for Watson to somehow carry this one. But it is not an easy ask.
Right. Well, there is also the sort of added benefit that, for right now at least, Zeus doesn't have a way to deal with the overgrowth, and Katomi has the Blink Dagger. So that feels like maybe one of the other things you could try and do if you can get eyes on him.
Yep. It's going to be up to... Well, Sneyking does have an answer, right? If he demonic cleanses the Zeus. Fair. So depending on which one gets targeted, I think that's where Sneyking's going to decide either disruption saves or demonic cleanse saving. So positioning going to be everything, initiation going to be everything, but it's a very uphill battle, I would say, for Entity.
Oh, yeah. Game is feeling quite rough.
Yep. And now even more cast range, 9. He'll swap that in gladly. Aether Lens plus the headband. Okay, they're trying to make some move here with the last bit of this Aegis. See if they find anybody.
Looking. There is nobody in that area. Tundra all set up on the top side of the map, and you can see his sportsbet.io odds very much into the favor of Tundra right now.
Yeah. Just too many counter picks that they've actually gotten this time. And now Skiter, he actually has BKB and Manta and level 18, so he's got counter versus the tree himself. So yeah, I think Sneyking is probably going to throw the Demonic Cleanse onto the Zeus in the fight if they get on top of him.
So they lay down a ward. There is no Saksa in this fight. If it starts popping off here,
they're out.
Sneyking immediately goes for that TP, and yeah, Entity, even if they recognize what's happening, they can't get there in time to cancel those TPs.
Can't take advantage of the fact that they have Aegis at all. So 45 seconds, it's going to time out. Not going to be able to find anything. And Tundra just plays their effective Dota. You know, this is... I know a ton of people love to watch how methodical Tundra plays, of course, right? It is really good Dota by them, as they've controlled almost all of this game, and they just are making 9 have the best situation possible for a pretty good Zeus game, too, versus the TB. He's gotten another rune, so an Arcane rune now picked up.
Sit back, relax, spam out your spells, feel good about it.
Yep.
And Tundra still have not been able to get any damage onto this tower here, while Entity, they're going to take the tier 2 top. So the gold lead insanely into the favor of Tundra. The fight's insanely into the favor of Tundra. They're not taking any objectives, though.
That'll come with time. You have to be able to win a fight to be able to win the game, right?
Right.
So for Entity, are they going to be able to find this opportunity? Tobi has Blink, so now has a way to perhaps get those initiations to get into the backline versus Zeus, but as we've said, you know, Tundra have so many ways to bail each other out of it. And we do see Doom. Octarine's done. Picks up a Quickening Charm, soon 20. So these Dooms, the frequency of it, every minute or so. 68 seconds when he's got the talent. So scan comes out. Tundra looking to hit.
I wonder if they're just going to avoid this entire time, too. Like, losing Fishman here, they will get that kill, but the inability to push towers has got to be at least a little bit frustrating for Tundra. As maybe they're going to try and make a move here. Stormstromer just barely getting out of there.
That would be such a crucial kill if they get it too. Like, he has the gem. Taking that away would be brutal.
Oh yeah.
And yep, just farming it up, chilling. Level 20 now for the Doom. So 74 seconds cooldown on Doom.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, methodical game. They're feeling good.
Refresher ready for him soon.
Good God.
He is going to get very, very farmed.
Yeah, and then he doesn't have to pick and choose his target. He can Doom the Brew and the Terrorblade.
Just get them all.
Yep.
But you know what? The pace of this game, people realizing what's happening. Katomi, he bought that Midas.
Yep. He's like, all right, guys, nothing's going on. We see the way Tundra's playing. We need to have some way to scale. Otherwise, like, we are just going to lose based off of this, based off the matchups that we're against.
I gotta say, it's so strange watching Tundra play. Like,
it's methodical.
They have completely dominated this game. And they just have, like, such little tower damage. I guess a lot of it is the tree, too, right?
Yeah.
Just constantly healing those things up.
All right. So switches it. He sees the Lincolns. He's like, I don't want them to multi-Lincolns us, I guess. And just wants to Doom in the AoE and run in. Okay. I think I would have preferred the Refresher, but 33. The God of Dooms. I will never argue with him.
True enough. Guy's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a beast. And Tundra, are they going to look to perhaps make a move? They've got a smoke. But their lanes aren't really in the best position. They're just going to throw Zeus to scout.
Dude, Fishman is just... I can imagine.
He's panicking.
Like, where are they going to come from?
He's like, oh, God. Tobi, stand next to me. The pipe aura. Please.
I wonder if he goes eventually Refresher on Zeus if Fishman just dies in these fights instantly.
I feel like he will be able to get it. At the pace that this farm is going.
Yeah.
I just feel like he will.
Not a bad way to play. Particularly that Blood Rage shenanigans.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for, too, right? Just throw that Blood Rage. I'm surprised. I mean, we've been seeing it more, of course, them taking the Blood Rage attack speed, but
right.
This could have been a game where you see the argument for Blood Rage spell amp on top of it.
Well, you know what? You just get to level 29, right?
Whoa, 27.
27, sorry.
Oh, come on.
Listen, NA math, okay? We're cast in Europe, but you can't take it out of us.
That's true. Smoke coming up. Tundra, even without the Zeus ult, looking to fight.
Immediately disrupt an illusion. Stormstromer Tobi, they're on the low ground. Steps up, steps down.
God.
Dude.
That was a crazy blink up by Stormstormer.
Stormstormer's a maniac.
Because they saw the SD, right? They saw him disrupt, so goes for this crazy kind of play.
Well, they know there's a ward up there, that's for sure.
Yep. Won't be able to finish it, though.
Now the crazy play is if he goes back now.
Please no.
Does it again.
They know that there's a ward down here, though. They're going to check it out. Entity. They saw where Tundra was kind of swinging from. They have an idea that it's in the area. But not actually going to find it. So this ward is showing 3 heroes right now. But up top, they see 33.
They get it now.
They will get it, okay.
Roche gonna respawn 5 seconds.
Alrighty.
And you gotta wonder, are Tundra gonna feel confident going in? Now, for my money, you look at it, they're looking insanely powerful. But, of course, that safe style, always trying to play conservatively whenever they can. Might not feel like it.
I mean, the Shadow Demon and the Tree almost have the same net worth as the Brewmaster. They may overtake even the Pango at some point soon, too, with the way that the supports are farming. The Philosopher's Stone is on both of them.
Yep. He has not really been able to progress in items that much. Tobi goes back. They get the Thunder God's Wrath. Immediately smokes afterwards with Entity.
Okay. Do they have any other pickups? I mean, just Daedalus on Watson, right? Getting close to Satanic. Octarine. Now for Zeus, Tundra.
Lay down the vision. Scan is there. Saksa, the first one forward.
Look at the line that's drawn from Watson. He wants to get the big wraparound to find the Zeus.
Dude, if they make this play, this is crazy. This is crazy. They're crazy. This team's insane. Skiter, right at the start, they find him. Do they have a way to get him, though? The jump forward, the Doom, but he's still already in the form. Watson, meta, they kill off already Saksa.
Doom stolen.
Now, the turn? They just have to run away. Do they get Roche off of this? Oh my god. They get the lift up there onto Saksa. It was his courier that died in the fight. Not actually him, but he is soon to follow. Dude, how?
The line, I mean, the line, Watson, he's in their brain. He's like, don't play around this ward. We know it's warded on this high ground. Go for big wraparound. And they'll find the SD. They find them and catch them off guard. And yeah, Roche,
dude,
now on the menu.
Dude, dude, what is this game?
And for the next fight, look what Fishman's got. So he's got Doom stolen himself, too.
Listen, I don't even know, okay? I don't even know. Like, Tundra, they just want to hit creeps forever. That's all they want to do in this world.
They messed up a little bit, too, with the way they used their... You know, he threw the Rupture out onto the Terrorblade. They threw the Doom onto the Doom, but Doom actually has to be careful after that moment. He has to actually run away because he has very little armor, and Watson does an insane amount of damage. Now Watson has Satanic.
I don't know what's happening anymore in this Dota game.
Anymore. But Entity, they're slowly dragging it back. Very slowly.
I mean, if that 12k gold lead stays consistent and you're getting into these big items for Entity that like allow them to weather through that storm, allow them to get on top of the Zeus, eventually this counter pick obviously is still enormous, really hard to deal with, but you can kind of find a way to win.
Definitely options now, seems like, at least especially.
They find Katomi. Saksa thought about going for him, but they can't go all the way in for this kill.
Oh, they're just like you said, just playing the farm game. Look at mid, even gets more illusions. So Sneyking gonna continue to farm too. Yeah, just farm, farm, farm.
I want to see building damage.
Do you though?
I want to see building damage.
Let's see how low it is on Tundra.
They have not opted to go for it at all.
Nope.
Which again, it makes sense given their draft. They don't have that many building hitters.
Yep.
And you can see, yeah, look at it. That's barely a tower. Holy moly.
Sneyking actually has the most tower damage, and it's probably Watson illusions.
That's fair. That's a good point. 13-18. And Tundra, as they do, are waiting for the next set of items. I mean, again, SD Aghanim Scepter is going to be enormous for them. That feels like it's going to be pretty cool, and he's queuing it up. Does have it in the sights.
Mm-hmm. The save and the aggressive potential is going to be pretty nuts. And then he has so many ways to break Lincolns, right?
Yeah.
Literally like four different spells to be able to do it.
And of course, for the Bloodseeker, could go back for that Rupture talent later on as well.
He also has Halberd, so do have a bunch of different options. But right now, they do see Skiter trying to utilize their Aegis, but Zeus Ult will scout them.
Pops that Thunder God Wrath.
So tick down to what? 12k lead for a moment, back up to 14k. Tundra just farm, farm, farm.
An Entity gonna go for another tower. And Tundra, they don't want to do that.
Nope.
They are not interested.
They're like, wait 2 minutes, 30 seconds for the fight. Unless someone's completely out of position. So ways to protect each other also. They've got a Lotus now on Stormstromer. And soon, how much longer on Doom stolen? Only about 30 seconds left on that.
So, 37 minutes, next round of neutrals are up. Watson pushing the tier 2 on the bottom lane. Entity Feeling like they want to make a move now, get a fight out of this Aegis, see if it can work for them. The refresher is not there for Doom. He went for the overwhelming blink. So Aegis will kind of be dealt with, or rather can't really be dealt with that easily.
Yeah, interesting. He's still pretty lackluster on the armor. They have not built any armor items on the side of Tundra. Well, there's going to be an AC also soon for Brewmaster. So they're going to start getting kind of squishy, especially on the Doom. Definitely going to be looking at some of these initiate... Oh, big item. Timeless Relic. Probably send that back to the Zeus. So 9 continues to be incredibly potent.
He is going for that refresher next.
Oh, top rune.
It's a DD.
Entity's able to spot that one.
That would be such a nice pickup for Watson.
He's almost got... I mean, he's getting to critical mass. He's almost at the 6th slot soon.
Saksa shows for a second, but they back away.
Farm, farm, farm. Push lanes out.
Farm, farm, farm.
Tundra just really looking to avoid this Aegis timing.
They don't look like they're quite going to get in position to get that DD, at least for now, although Mao making the move into their side of the map, they might. Entity did get a ward placed on their high ground over by the Ancients, so Tundra... And the problem is, like, smoking into that area is so hard because this tier 1 tower mid is still up.
Yeah, they actually don't have access if they're going from bottom side at all. And now Watson has Blink, so he has a way to get on top of Zeus as well.
Send in the illusions. Don't need to be that concerned about any of this, but they're going to try and send illusions at the tier 1 tower. Tree armor, keeping it all fine, and that DD bottled up.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Blink done for Watson.
Does have to put away his boots, but he's got Demon Zeal inside some of these fights, so can maybe stick on targets. And he only needs probably a couple hits if he finds the Zeus.
Yeah. Going for that swift blink after, and a Trickster Cloak. That is a nice pickup as well.
Yep. Trickster Cloak, I could believe, also on Skiter.
Katomi buys out for the refresher.
What the? Where the hell
Dude,
did he get all this? I mean, the Midas.
The Midas.
The Midas and the... the Midas and the Philly.
Listen, they may not have 3 cores, but they have, you know, 1 core and kind of 1.5 via the other ones.
Something like that, yeah. Lots of control. And Watson is the big damage dealer, right? So, all right.
Katomi finds Sneyking. Gets him caught, goes for the imprisonment. Stormstromer looking for the roll. They find him. They'll bind him. Sneyking going to be in the grave.
That's a big steal.
That
disruption.
is a huge steal with Watson.
Yep. Now they've got the disruption even to protect him and even get those illusions. Could see even Fishman now pop off a little bit. So much farm from Tundra, just still farming, farming, farming. Like you said, they want to scale infinitely. Refresher soon to be out for 33 if he opts to go down that route.
You know, it's often talked about the sort of net worth to damage ratio, and it's not looking great right now for Tundra, if I'm going to be honest.
For 9, yes, but for everybody else, not so much.
They send in the illusions, start to beat down this tower.
DD.
This is an issue. DD out for Watson, not willing to pop it yet.
And Watson is holding buyback as well, just in case of anything.
So incredibly high damage on this Terrorblade.
Okay, now 33 is actually going to go, perhaps for armor, unless he switches it up. So Shiva's is queued.
But you can see, like, the fact that the Terrorblade is keeping level with 33, like, Doom, Midas, everything, is a pretty big problem, I feel like, for Tundra.
Who knows?
Who knows what's going to happen?
Honestly, who knows right now? It's just all depending on how these fights will kick off. I still feel like the Zeus has enough to handle him, but if they get on the Zeus, if they delete 9 out of the fight and he doesn't have buyback or something, then who cares how much money he has?
That's true.
Going to be a lot up to if they just find him. And now they have an AC of their own.
AC completed. I almost was wondering if we were going to see an overwhelming blink from Terrorblade instead, just to, like, boost up that HP pool.
No, he commits. He just wants sheer damage.
Understandable.
All he needs is a couple swings. If they're able to get on these heroes, if they're able to find these pesky, annoying Tundra players who just avoid everything right now and just farm.
I mean, the other thing is that with more room to grow, like an Aghanim Scepter for them will also be insane, right? The blink in, pop Ags, just go to town on 1 or 2 different heroes there. But we will see.
So much patience.
Tango has an Arcane Rune currently bottled up.
How are the levels looking across the board also? So we have 23 on Zeus, 24 on Doom, 22 on Watson, and 22 on Stormstromer. And now they're looking to smoke. Can they find something?
Can they do it?
Can they get on top of this SD? Can they get on top of the Zeus? They have to kind of find both, as I think Snaking's committed. The Aghanims has been purchased.
So buyback status right now, TB, Pango, Rubik, Tree, they all have it. Brew is a little short. And then on the side of Dire, obviously Doom, Zeus, and that Tiny. Can they find another big wraparound play on Entity?
They got to find the SD and the Zeus. So I think Snaking's positioning. He has to chill pretty far back now.
Skiter shows.
Okay, Zeus ult.
Pop it. Now they see where everybody is. So we'll get back into position here. 33, unlikely to find a great combo.
I think 33 now has Shivas as well, too. I mean, just dunking out items. He's
Why not?
Almost a critical mass also.
Dude, I told you.
Soon to be
50 minutes.
50 minutes, you said
50
it.
minutes. And it might not even be over then. Who knows?
Nope.
They hold on to this side. Refresher done on the Zeus. So no buyback. They bought out on all of these heroes.
There are some fragile heroes on the side of Entity. This Refresher could just almost delete Fishman entirely.
Yeah, he needs to stay close to that brew.
Yeah.
All it takes is a moment there.
I feel like this game is just going to end in one fight. One fight with multiple buybacks.
It might be that type of a game. I mean, that's the other thing too, right? With Tundra right now having bought out for all these items, if they do go all in, and then it's Entity that have the buybacks, they're holding on to this outpost, and they are holding on to that tier 1 tower mid, so they can get back into the fight easily.
And they have this ward up on high ground, so right now they have great information of wherever Tundra comes from. Tundra working hard to try to get this tower. Sneyking is doing all that tower damage with these illusions.
In the meantime, look at this. Terrible 8 illusions dealing with top. So the smoke up. They find Katomi right at the start. Jump in. Tobi's there. Broken dead. Does have buyback if they wanted. Doom onto Pango. Do they have the fight, though, that they need? Stolen Scorcher. That's not good enough. Tries to get away, but Pango gets dropped. This wasn't enough to deal with Watson, though. He's still at half HP. Katomi back into the fight. Gets the overgrowth. There's the BKB. Everybody else held in place, but not for long enough to really go for a fight.
That's a lot of buybacks from Entity.
That is a lot used.
They also used meta. Tundra coming out big in this fight. They didn't use much. I mean, they used their Refresher, but they get the big catches out of it.
Watson still sticking around like he wants to fight there. There's the Sunder, the turn, a couple punches. Can they chase down Skiter? The run is there, trying to get damage out. Saksa gets the blink away. 33 gets the blink away. They are playing around this fight perfectly. 9 over to the side, he just TPs away behind a tree.
They just dance around him, and now Roche is up.
This is the fight that Tundra was waiting for.
Patient.
21,000 gold lead.
Yeah, super patient. Kiting 33 with some nice maneuvering there, dodging that rolling thunder. And yeah, we saw that explosion. How much damage 9's able to do. Timeless Relic Refresher. Angle just gets deleted.
There wasn't a chance in the world for him to get out of that one.
They've waited for such a long time for this moment. Now, are they going to be the ones to be able to come into a Roche pit?
And look at that hero damage now, the swing. I mean, that's the thing, right? If Tundra's not fighting into you, Entity's not doing damage either.
Yeah. As we said, you know, they may be able to take towers, may be able to take objectives, but can they win any fights?
Right.
Sneyking did use, I believe, all of his charges there. So I believe he demonic cleansed off 2 of the roots, plus broke the Lincolns, and even threw maybe an extra purge onto the Pango.
But as is the Tundra way, they take the fight, they win the fight handedly. And, well, now are they going to try and go for the Roche?
They want to get a pick off first, it seems like. They have Zeus ult available again, and Doom at the ready.
Skiter starts to beat it down. Drops it down, scan connects, they know they're in there.
Watson still doesn't have meta for 30 seconds.
Does have Demon Zeal. Do they want to take this fight? I mean, it's a very slow Roche.
It's so hard without meta.
Send in the illusions, pops the ulti, they can't get the toss back. Tobi right on top of him. Gets the Saksa control for the moment.
Demonic
33,
cleanse.
He's thinking about it. They have Saksa still under fire a little bit from this and sending in the illusions. 33, getting his blink broken. Gets controlled for a moment and have the lift up.
It's a brew split though.
Katomi under control. Force, get him out of there. Good damage out. Second round, Fishman just explodes, and, well, that is Brew dead. The buybacks come out immediately. The roll through. Stormstromer, but where's the damage? They don't have it. Tobi comes back in, immediately gets bashed. Watson on top of him, though. They need to find this kill onto Skiter, but do they have enough? It doesn't look like it.
Tundra's just walking away.
They can't find any initiation onto these heroes.
That's 4 of their buybacks. 2 earlier, 2 now used, and can't actually get any type of grab.
Tundra playing so clean. They are doing everything that they need to.
It's as methodical as I think you can get to get these resets. Sneyking just bailing everybody out of bad scenarios. Disruptions, demonic cleanse, purging the perfect targets. And Doom is still available. So they had to use so much there on the side of Entity to just protect themselves. There's still a Doom, but now they're going to try waltzing into the pit themselves. The Roche is low.
Saksa there. Needs to be careful. Katomi, the overgrowth. It's out, and they actually tossed him away.
But the root,
oh, that was not the way that's supposed to go. 33 tossed away from him.
the root missed.
That was a little awkward.
A little awkward for both sides.
All right, all right.
Okay.
Does he have a refresher again? Ah, no, it's a while. 80 seconds with no overgrowth.
Yeah, Katomi no overgrowth, and if 33 wants to, he can probably sell the Midas and pick up his refresher pretty soon.
No meta. 70 seconds.
Push. On the horizon. This Zeus ult is coming back up. Bloodseeker 2 rupture charges as well. These fights continue to still look pretty impossible for Entity. They can't get to these backlines.
It's pretty insane.
Yeah, and no TB meta. He cannot fight without meta.
Has to get into either a refresher or something else, or just wait for the cooldown, because I guess Tundra don't feel confident going in to try and push the envelope. I mean, getting all those buybacks out, it feels like that's a win for them.
Just waiting for double Zeus ult, I guess, right? We see how potent it is. It's 15 seconds till 9 has it. Multiple heroes just instantly die, it feels like, when he does pop it out.
Fishman needs a raindrop, man. Give this man something.
Maybe even just a casual cloak or something. Just anything to try to help him survive, because he dies in literally one of these nukes.
33, constantly waiting. Roche is down to about a third HP.
Okay, Watson's looking for the wraparound. 14 on meta.
Smoky. Fishman there. Spots them all. Throws out the avalanche. Whiffs completely. But there's the jump up. 33 used Doom on Fishman. Not sure if that's good enough.
They want Sneyking so bad.
They all in him right there, and they will find it. But muted for the moment. The roll back and forth just turns to fight. He might just be able to do this. Do they have enough, though? He's in trouble, in a lot of trouble. Needs to wait for that Doom to wear off, but it won't happen. Buyback comes out from that Doom. Control off to the side, but Pingo dead for 2 minutes. Everybody's gone.
It's 2 versus 4.
They don't have nearly enough here, and they come back. But Watson, he's going to try and do it alone, but immediately disruption, and now his illusions are going to tear him apart. Has the Sunder, not going to happen. Entity, they lose 4, and Tundra assume a dominant position in this game. I don't want a tiebreaker.
I think that's it. They have a 30,000 gold lead, no buybacks on anybody. I think Tundra has finally ended this.
Well, there are a billion glyphs left for Entity.
This is true.
But that is definitely feeling like the game is feeling impossible.
They can't, they have to commit so hard to kill Sneyking, right?
Yeah.
You can see how important it was for them to try to find this pesky Shadow Demon who's been bailing his buddies out constantly. They have to commit too far. And yeah, they just get full focused. 9. Let's bring up some damage numbers, since I believe there's not going to be a fight with some 2 versus 5. I think this is going to be insane, really, from the Zeus.
He has completely dominated the damage, throwing out ultis, a lot of those, but also in the fights itself. Yeah, woo! 50k, more than any other 2 heroes in the game.
Yeah, they've done, it's been the most methodical game I think we've seen from Tundra. I know some people really hate to see it, but it is the way that you control in these type of games and just give no hope of team fights. Because Entity, they've got structural damage. They've had maybe 1 or 2 of these successful kind of pickups, but they never have killed 9. 9 is 15, 0, and 9. Hey, look at that.
That's good. And I feel like it's a testament to how much they understand the state of the game right now, what they need to do, right? There was never a doubt in their mind that they just needed to wait for these late game items, wait for this scenario, and Entity wasn't going to be able to fight them.
Yeah, they just wait until this Brewmaster feels completely ineffective, itemized perfectly, and just scale unbelievably hard. 43,000 gold lead.
It's going to keep getting bigger.
Yeah, and they do finally get themselves that Rax. Do they keep going?
Looking for it. Tier 3 going to drop soon. Tundra losing everything. Meta back off cooldown in about 30 seconds. So Entity, they're going to have one last stab at this one.
Everyone is so rich on Tundra. Saksa and Octarine, 5,000 gold on Doom.
They have everything they
crazy
need.
Gold, yeah.
Skiter gets the demonic cleanse onto him. There's a Wind Waker there for 9, so even if there are some troubles, they have ways to get their buddies out of it.
Yep. He's actually holding on to the refresher as well as the refresher charge. Can't use both. Nope. Pass one over probably, but unless they didn't fix that bug.
Yeah,
I think they did fix.
He wants to save it for later, you know?
Sure.
Just holding it makes him feel good.
Who's it gonna give? Who wants it? Give it to Sneyking. Give him the 12 cleanse and purge charges, so he can have too many buttons to click.
You can see Watson, he had the rapier queued up. He needs to finish that.
He has to kill people in like 1 or 2 seconds for them to have, I mean, any hope, which it's felt very unlikely for almost all of this game.
You know what's crazy is that the pace of this game has been set entirely, it feels like, on that bottom tier 1 fight where Watson TP'd in at the end when it was the big fight.
A lot of the game for sure. And 9 getting just a perfect game, right?
Yeah.
2 kills alone onto this Pangolier in the laning phase. Set him up to just have just the most ideal game possible versus a Terrorblade when you're the counter.
Well, we are potentially a couple of minutes away from deciding finally that this is going to be the last round of tiebreakers. If Tundra can manage to close this off, rather, if Tundra can manage to throw this away, I don't know what the hell we say.
Then fate just says, you know what? Then we're destined to be here forever. You know, if somehow Tundra does throw this one away, that's just what it says.
46k gold lead.
The jump forward, the Doom.
They find him immediately. Lift to try and separate. Get some distance. Not going to happen. Pango dead. Does have buyback. Tundra reset. Run away.
We need more gold.
Gotta have more.
Back it up. Lane's getting pushed by an illusion.
Wait another 60 seconds.
What power rune are they going to get? Let's see.
Watson
Oh, it's an invis.
does have enough for Rapier now, but Courier dead for another minute and a half.
Who has the refresher shard?
Not sure. Did he use it? Oh, he
I
used
guess
it.
he used it.
Oh. Yeah, and now recognizing that,
Wait, did he?
yeah, they share that cooldown.
Did he use it? I guess he did, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
54.
I'm clicking all over the place trying to see if there was one. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Wants to get that Rapier desperately. But to be honest, like, I don't even know if that really
I don't
solves the
think so.
problem.
No, it definitely doesn't. But it's their only attempt, right? It's their only hope and dream. Even like the 1% perhaps could be that Rapier. But yeah, Tundra, their calculations are working.
Back up in 8 seconds for the Doom. Watson going to smoke out with Tobi. So a little bulwark in front of him so he can finish off that Rapier and then maybe go... Oh, no. Ooh. Oh, no. Get out of there, Watson. Run away. Oh, they know where they're going. Watson! Watson, no!
Farewell.
Oh, he's in trouble. Don't buy it now. That's not the way to go. Oh, jeez.
Sneyking was just blinking to make illusions of the illusions, and he's like, oh, surprise!
But the roll back and forth, they got to find something. But with no buyback on this Terrorblade for 2 minutes, it is looking like an impossibility. 9 gets controlled for a moment by
so
stormstromer,
tanky.
but there is no follow-up at all. Fishman going to get burnt and bolted down to death. A toss back onto Katomi, gets the overgrowth. The buyback is there from the Rubik. Still 2 minutes before that Terrorblade can come back in and rejoin, and GG is going to be called. There will be an end to the tiebreakers.
One way or another, Stormstormer's right did proceed to say the prophecy.
That's right.
Tiebreaker. Tundra, their draft feels like it covered this perfectly. Ideal counter